Title: Torrential downpour paralyzes Kanazawa. 331 millimeters of rain in half a day sparks flood chaos and shocks residents. Kanazawa, Ishikawa Pref. In an unprecedented weather event that has shaken the Hokuriku region, Kanazawa City recorded a staggering 331 millimeters of rainfall in just 12 hours on Thursday morning, August 7. The downpour, amounting to 1.8 times the average monthly rainfall for August, was caused by the sudden formation of a linear rainband over nearby Kaga City, triggering widespread flooding, submerged infrastructure, and a state of emergency for local residents. The Japan Meteorological Agency (JMA) issued emergency heavy rain warnings for Ishikawa Prefecture, with Kanazawa bearing the brunt of the extreme weather. As drainage systems failed to keep up, city streets turned into rivers, homes were inundated, and even the local Kanazawa racecourse was left completely submerged, stunning fans and racing officials alike. A nightmare unleashed. Torrents begin before dawn. The rain began falling around 4 a.m., initially as a gentle summer drizzle. However, by 6 a.m., radar images began showing a long, narrow band of intense rainfall moving inland from the Sea of Japan. The JMA soon confirmed the development of a senjo kasutai, a stationary, narrow linear precipitation zone that channels enormous volumes of water over a limited area for hours. This is the kind of system that has historically led to catastrophic flooding, said weather analyst Hiroko Yamada. It's extremely rare for it to sit directly over Kanazawa like this. The rainfall intensity exceeded 80 millimeters per hour at times. By 9 a.m., schools across Kanazawa began issuing emergency closures, and residents were urged to remain indoors or evacuate to higher ground. Within a matter of hours, low-lying neighborhoods, underpasses, shopping centers, and parking lots had become unrecognizable beneath brown, debris-filled waters. The racecourse becomes a lake. Among the most dramatic scenes was that of Kanazawa Racecourse, a cherished regional venue known for its traditional summer races. Located on relatively low ground near the Sai River, the entire track and its facilities were submerged by mid-morning, with only the tops of signage and fences visible above the floodwaters. Videos shared on social media showed the racetrack's main stand surrounded by floodwater as officials scrambled to salvage equipment. All races were suspended indefinitely, and jockeys, staff, and even some stable hands had to be rescued by rubber dinghies deployed by the local fire department. "I've been coming to this track since I was a child," said 68-year-old race fan Takashi Fujimoto. "I've seen rain before, but never like this. It's like the ocean moved in overnight." Officials from the Ishikawa Horse Racing Association expressed concern over long-term damage to both the turf and the stables, which house dozens of racehorses. Some horses were relocated to emergency shelters, an official confirmed. Others are being monitored for signs of stress or illness from the flooding. Infrastructure overwhelmed. Kanazawa's sewage and drainage systems, which were not built to accommodate rainfall of such historic magnitude, quickly became overwhelmed. Manhole covers popped off. Water flooded basement apartments and commercial buildings, and roads collapsed in multiple areas as water eroded the underlying soil. At least 27 locations in the city reported road closures, including critical arteries used for evacuation and emergency response. Public transportation came to a standstill, buses were cancelled, and trains running through Kanazawa Station were severely delayed or halted altogether due to flooding on the tracks. "Water was coming in faster than we could bail it out," said Shohei Matsuda, owner of a family-run soba shop in the Higashi-Chiya district. "The sandbags didn't help. Within 10 minutes, the entire floor was underwater." The Asano and Sai rivers, which run through Kanazawa, both rose rapidly. While embankments held firm, water levels came dangerously close to breaching floodwalls, prompting urgent warnings to riverside residents to evacuate immediately. Kaga's linear rainband, a meteorological menace. The cause of this catastrophe can be traced to Kaga City, about 40 kilometers southwest of Kanazawa, where the linear rainband initially formed. The unusual topography of the area, wedged between the Sea of Japan and the Hakusan mountain range, likely contributed to the band's formation and lingering presence. Meteorologists say a warm, moist air mass collided with cooler air flowing down from the mountains, leading to rapid cloud development and vertical lift. Combined with southerly winds and unstable atmospheric conditions, the result was a narrow but persistent strip of thunderstorms stretching over Kanazawa for nearly 8 hours. The danger with linear rainbands is their ability to deliver continuous rain over the same area, leading to landslides and flash floods, said Professor Kenji Noma of Kyoto University's Disaster Prevention Research Institute. We are entering an era where these kinds of events will become more common due to climate change. Residents caught off guard. For many residents, the day's events were not just shocking, they were terrifying. I woke up and saw water coming through the front door, said 42-year-old Keiko Ishida, a mother of two who lives near Kanazawa's central shopping district. Within minutes, the floor was covered. I grabbed my kids and ran upstairs. We couldn't even open the front door because of the pressure. Local officials set up more than 20 emergency shelters across the city, where hundreds of families took refuge. Some came with only the clothes on their backs. Volunteers distributed bottled water, food, and blankets as power outages affected more than 7,000 households. The Ishikawa prefectural government announced that no fatalities had been confirmed as of Thursday evening, though injuries from slips, vehicle accidents, and water inhalation were reported. Search and rescue teams are combing through submerged neighborhoods for those who may have been trapped or injured. Social media flooded with desperation and heroism. As always during disasters in Japan, social media served as both a lifeline and a mirror of the chaos. Hashtags like #Kanazawa flood, #racecourse underwater, and #linear rainband disaster quickly trended on X, formerly Twitter, where people shared updates, called for help, and documented heroic acts, including one by a local teenager who rescued an elderly woman from a sinking car using only a kayak. There were no sirens, no advance warning, said 17-year-old Koji Tanaka, who was hailed as a hero online. I just heard her screaming from the car. I didn't even think, I just paddled. Government and experts respond. In an emergency press conference, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida offered words of support to affected areas and announced the immediate dispatch of self-defense force personnel to aid in recovery and rescue. We are closely monitoring the situation, he said. The safety of our citizens is our top priority. Disaster response units equipped with amphibious vehicles and helicopters were deployed throughout Ishikawa Prefecture. Meanwhile, the JMA warned that more rain may fall in coming days, urging citizens to remain alert for potential landslides and delayed flooding due to saturated soil. Long-term implications. This event raises larger questions about Japan's ability to deal with increasingly intense weather patterns. Experts are warning that urban planning, flood defense systems, and emergency protocols must be updated in light of changing climate realities. Kanazawa is not a city historically known for flooding, said urban planner Yusuke Morita. But we can no longer rely on past weather data to predict the future. We need infrastructure built for extremes. Already, insurers are bracing for a flood of claims, and early estimates suggest damage could run into the billions of yen. Small businesses, especially those already struggling from the economic effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, now face a new round of hardship. Resilience in the face of ruin. Despite the devastation, stories of community resilience continue to emerge. In flooded neighborhoods, neighbors are helping each other clean up, share food, and check on the elderly. School gymnasiums are being converted into community kitchens. And at the Kanazawa racecourse, volunteers, including jockeys and fans, have begun efforts to clean and restore the beloved site. This is our home, said Ayako Nishimura, a volunteer at one of the shelters. We've been through earthquakes and snowstorms. We'll get through this too. As the rain clouds begin to clear and the full extent of the damage comes into view, the people of Kanazawa and the surrounding region are left to pick up the pieces, and to brace for a future where such weather events may no longer be the exception but the new normal. Keywords. Kanazawa flood, 331 mm rain, Ishikawa torrential rain, linear rainband, Kaga city rainfall, Kanazawa racecourse submerged, Japan weather disaster, Senjo Kasutai, climate change Japan, August 2025 heavy rain.